Well, first let me thank my Uzbek hosts for having me here. I had a good range of talks last night and today those talks have continued. I'm looking forward to dinner tonight with the Special Envoy and I'm very happy to be in Tashkent. Last time I was in Tashkent was over a year ago at this point for the Connectivity Conference. Actually, it wasn't quite a year ago, it was a little less than that. A lot has changed in Afghanistan in that time and I think we have a lot to discuss. Concerning economic stabilization in Afghanistan, I think for the United States, the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan is among the highest priorities that drive American decision making. And so you ask, what has the United States done? We have spent nearly $1 billion in humanitarian aid just since August. We have passed 7 what we call general licenses in our system. As well as in New York, we championed a UN Security Council resolution. The purpose of that activity was to communicate to any businesses, any relief organizations, that when it comes to sanctions, both UN sanctions and US sanctions, we don't want those sanctions or that architecture to limit the ability of relief organizations to do their work, or even to encourage businesses to undergo legitimate and licit economic activity in Afghanistan. We have backed the shipment of hundreds of millions of dollars in physical currency to a private Afghan bank, explicitly to support the scaling up of relief organizations and their work. We have also worked very closely with the World Bank. It's not just the United States, but many of the countries with major stakes in what's called the Afghanistan Reconstruction Trust Fund. And so we have supported $300 million to go directly to the health sector. We have also supported about $1 billion extra to go, again, through the World Bank and UN organizations to support 4 sectors of basic services: agriculture, livelihoods, health, and education. Now today, as a result of all this activity, we can say that over the winter months, we prevented some of the worst potential starvation, not just the United States, but good actors in the EU, with the support of Uzbekistan, with good cooperation of Pakistan as well, with Qatar, with the UAE. Many have stepped up. We prevented mass starvation, but we cannot take our foot off of the gas pedal. There are still too many Afghans suffering today. There are too many Afghans who feel that they have to sell an organ or resort to other extraordinary circumstances to put food on the table, and so we need to do more. So let me say first that I joined colleagues from across the international community and across Afghanistan in condemning the Taliban's March 23rd decision to ban girls' access to secondary education. A lot of people might say that we should have expected that decision, but to be honest, I think even many within the Taliban were surprised of this decision. We are still hopeful that that decision will be reversed. So you ask what we are doing. Within hours of that decision, I was in touch with my counterparts from the G7. These are the 7 largest and most powerful economies in the world. And we even added a few additional ministers, but all of our ministers issued a blunt condemnation and opposition to this ban. I think it's been very important for us to work with the Muslim world, with the OIC, with Qatar, Turkey, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia. These are countries who can speak with the Taliban and with their ulema community, with the Afghan ulema community, with a lot of credibility about this issue. Now, in the Quran, education is not just allowed, it is a religious obligation. And that is something that I have learned in speaking with Muslims with ulema from watching ulema communities across Afghanistan stand up and oppose this ban. And so we are working hard to see it reversed. Kashke, you would say in Pashto, hopefully we will see a reversal soon. I first went to New Delhi When I was in New Delhi, I visited with high-level Indian officials to discuss a wide range of our shared interests: terrorism, human rights, economic stability, the humanitarian aid program, and concerning reports of growing interference by the Taliban in those operations. I was also very glad to see Dr. Abdullah while I was in New Delhi. He is the former CEO of the peace process in Afghanistan. He was a former foreign minister and presidential candidate. It was good to see him, and I think we should support and welcome the Taliban's decision to allow him to depart Afghanistan, to spend some time with his family before he returns again to Kabul. I will be visiting another Central Asian country while I am on this trip. I will also be spending some time in Istanbul, and I will be spending some time in the UAE as well. So Uzbekistan is playing a critical role in helping to stabilize Afghanistan, and the United States very much appreciates Uzbekistan's hard work, its generosity, and its expertise in this regard. In Termez, there is a critical humanitarian hub for operations that is in use by UNHCR, UNICEF, as well as relief organizations like ICRC. There are also a range of people who are based in Tashkent who are central to the humanitarian relief effort. Uzbekistan, not unlike the United States, they are engaging with the Taliban on concerns regarding terrorism, concerns regarding border instability, concerns regarding human rights, and so we are coordinating our policies with one another to be sure that we are speaking with one voice to the Taliban. Those are just a couple of the things that Uzbekistan is doing.